Have you ever seen a diagram with boxes and arrows and wondered, what does this even mean? How do I read this? Or you've been in a meeting where someone turns to you and says, could you map out that process for us? And you're sitting there thinking, I have no idea where to even start. Or maybe you've seen business process modeling on the job description and felt that sinking feeling. Great, yet another skill I don't have. Here's the truth. The professionals who understand process modeling, they are the ones people turn to when things get complicated. They are the fixers, the clarifiers, the ones who make everyone else's job easier. They walk into meetings with confidence, speak up with clarity, and leave everyone thinking, wow, they really get it. And today that's going to be you. I'm going to show you exactly what business process modeling is, why it's a game-changing skill for your career, and how to actually do it, even if you've never created a process diagram in your life. Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Adindo, lead coach at the Career Accelerators, where we've helped over 500 individuals transition into fantastic tech roles. For the past 15 years, I've mapped, reviewed hundreds of processes of different shapes, sizes, and complexities. And today I'm going to distill all of that experience into a simple guide for you. In the next couple of minutes, you'll discover what business process modeling really means without the corporate jargon. You'll discover the simple technique that makes you look like a professional. You'll discover a foolproof 8-step system to model any process. And last but not the least, you'll discover the free tools that would have you creating process diagrams today. So if you're ready to add this powerful skill to your toolkit, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. All right, so let's start with the big question on everybody's mind. What is business process modeling really? Let's clear this up once and for all. Simply put, it's a skill of creating visual diagrams that show how work flows through an organization step by step. Think about it like this. Just like Google Maps show you exactly how to get from point A to point B, without the map, you can feel completely lost. With the map, you can see the entire journey from start to finish. You can spot the traffic jams, find the shortcuts, and confidently explain the best way to get from point A to point B. And that is the key. This isn't about drawing pretty pictures. It's about giving you the power to understand, analyze, and ultimately improve the work you and your team do every single day. Now, you're going to hear people use two terms for this: process mapping and process modeling. For our purposes today and for most situations you'll encounter, think of them as the same thing. Mapping is the act of drawing the diagram, and modeling is the overall skill of creating that map to analyze and improve it. We'll be using both terms, so don't let it confuse you at all. Business process modeling shows exactly how a piece of work travels from start to finish, every step, every decision, every handoff between teams. It's the secret behind how a company like McDonald's can deliver the same exact Big Mac in Toronto, Canada as they do in London, England. And here is why this matters to you. When you can visualize and explain processes clearly, you become the person who solves problems others can't even see. You lead meetings with confidence and clarity, and you get recognized as someone who truly understands how things work. Plus, it's a great tool, one of those fantastic tools that look very good on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. And get this, being great at process modeling isn't just a bonus skill. You have roles like process analysts, process improvement specialists, which are full-time careers with salaries often pushing into six-figure ranges. But looking great on paper is one thing. The real magic is in how it transforms your day-to-day work. That brings us to the most critical question. Why is business process modeling so important? Well, let me tell you how learning this skill is about to change your work life. First, you will stand out. You know that feeling when everyone is confused in a meeting, talking in circles, when you're the one who can stand up and say, hold on, let me map this out on a whiteboard, and actually do it. You instantly become the most valuable person in that room. While others see chaos, you see the blueprint. It allows you to be the one who can walk into a room and say, I know why this is broken. The bottleneck is right here, and prove it with a simple, clear diagram. Secondly, it makes you a powerful communicator and problem solver. So instead of saying, I think things are inefficient, you can present a process map that shows everyone the objective reality. You become the person who creates a shared understanding, aligns the team, and bridges the gap between technical and business colleagues. Thirdly, you'll save your sanity. How much time is wasted because nobody documented how things actually work? With process modeling skills, you can document workflows so you never forget complex procedures. You can train new team members in half the time, and you can actually take a vacation without your phone blowing up. Fourthly, you will level up your career. Here's what most people don't realize. Companies are constantly trying to optimize and digitally transform. These are the biggest, most important projects. And what's the very first step? They need someone who understands and can map out the current process. That someone can be you. This skill puts you at the center of high value work, because when you understand process modeling, you're not just doing your job, you're improving how the job gets done. And that's exactly what companies are desperate for right now. So you're now sold on why you need to become a process modeling expert. Now let's get into the how. How do we actually draw these maps? Just like we have different spoken languages, there are different languages or notations for process modeling. And by far the most important one you need to know is called the BPMN, which stands for Business Process Modeler Notation. Now think about BPMN as the global standard. It's the English language of process modeling. If you learn its basic symbols, you can read and understand processes from almost any company in the world. And the best part, you only need to know 4 core symbols to get 80% of the value. Let's break it down. First, we have events, which are shown as circles. These are your start, your middle, and your end points in a process. A start event might be customer places an order, or an end event could be order shipped. Next, we have activities. These are shown as rectangles. These are the actual tasks, the work being done. Things like check inventory, pack items, send invoice. These are all activities. And please pay attention to this part. Most of these activities are described using the verb noun construct, do something. That is to make it easier for every single person that looks at the process to understand what it's about and to keep it simple. I've seen some people write sentences instead of using the verb noun do something approach. So please make a note of this and don't make that mistake. Thirdly, and this one is super important, we have the gateways, which look like diamonds. These are your decision points. A gateway asks a question like, is the item in stock? Which then splits the path into yes or no. And finally, we have the flows, which are simply the arrows that connect everything together, showing the direction of the workflow. And that's it. You have circles, rectangles, diamonds, and arrows. With these 4 shapes, you can map out incredibly complex process. Now, while BPMN is the gold standard for detailed process mapping, it's not the only tool in your toolkit. Let's quickly look at a couple of others you'll hear about. For a high-level bird's eye view, especially when you're just starting to define a process, many professionals use a SIPOC diagram. That stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. It's a simple table that helps you understand the key elements of a process before you dive into the details. Another powerful technique, especially in manufacturing and lean environments, is the value stream mapping, or VSM. This goes beyond just the steps. It helps you analyze the flow of materials, information, and identify where value is truly being added, and more importantly, where it's not being added. But for today, we're focusing on BPMN because it gives you the power to model detailed workflow that you as an individual can directly influence. You might also see simpler flow charts, which are great for quick sketches, or UML activity diagram, which is unified modeling language, which are often used in software development. But when you want to speak the professional language of process or business processes, BPMN is the standard you want to learn. Now, knowing the language is the first step, but putting it into practice is where the real power lies. So let's get right into your actionable 8-step plan. Step number 1, identify the process and define its scope. First, you need to choose one process and set clear boundaries. Start small. Pick one process you deal with regularly. Don't try to boil the ocean. Be specific. For example, we'll model the process that starts with when a customer places an order and ends with that order being shipped. Anything before or after is completely out of scope for now. Step number 2, gather information. Now, put on your detective hat. You need to find out how the process actually works right now. The best way to do this is to interview the people who actually do the work in the process every day, not just the managers or the supervisors. Observe the process live in action and review any existing documents or training manuals. Pro tip, ask what happens when things go wrong. That's where you'll find the real process. Step number 3, map the as-is process. Now it's time to draw. This is where you document what actually happens, not the theory, the reality. Using the BPMN symbols we just learned, map out the current state of the process. The most important rule here is to model reality. Yes, it might look messy. Yes, it might have weird loops and delays. That's exactly what you want to capture. Remember, this is the before picture, also known as the as-is or the current process. Step number 4, validate the as-is. This step is a secret weapon that many beginners skip. Before you analyze anything, take your messy as-is map back to the people you interviewed. Walk them through it and ask one simple question. Did I capture this correctly? This builds trust, ensures your map is accurate, and often uncovers even more details you missed the first time. Step number 5, analyze and identify improvements. This is where the fun begins. Look at your as-is map. Where are the traffic jams or bottlenecks? Where are the pointless detours or redundancies? What gets done twice, which is also a redundancy? Where do things get stuck waiting for approval? Where do people wait around doing nothing? These are delays. What steps add no value? These are wastes. Circle them, highlight them, put a big red flag on them. This is usually where people go, oh, so that's why this process takes forever. Step number 6, design the to-be process. Now you get to be the architect. Create the new improved process map based on the identified improvements. This is your to-be process. This is the goal. Here you'll cut all unnecessary steps, automate where possible, and orchestrate tasks to run in parallel instead of sequence. You'll design the flow to eliminate bottlenecks and redundancies you found. This becomes your blueprint for the future. But remember, a great to-be map isn't enough. To make the change stick, you need 2 more things: governance and measurement. For governance, you need to define who does what. This is where a RACE chart comes in. It stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. By creating a simple RACE matrix, you clarify roles for the new process, ensuring everyone knows their part and preventing the process from falling behind into old habits. For measurements, you need to ask, how will we know if the new process is better? This is where you define your KPIs or your key performance indicators. These are metrics that actually matter. This could be the average time to complete an order or the customer satisfaction score. You might also establish something called SLAs or service level agreements, which are formal commitments on performance. Like all new laptops will be configured within 48 hours. You can improve what you don't measure. And finally, you want to identify the key controls. What are the specific checks or steps put in place to prevent errors and ensure quality? These are your controls. Okay, so let's pause right here. Everything we've done up until this point, from identifying to analyzing to designing, is the core of business process modeling. If you stopped right here, you would have a fantastic blueprint. But a blueprint is useless if it only stays on the shelf. So the next steps are what elevates you from just a process modeler to a true process improvement leader. This is where we enter the full business process management lifecycle. We're about to move from the drawing board to the real world to make sure this new process actually works, sticks, and delivers value. So let's continue with the final crucial steps that would make you a true process manager. So step number 7, implement the new process. This is where the rubber meets the road. It provides and involves training the team, updating documentation, officially launching the new way of working. This is the transition from blueprint to reality. Step number 8, monitor and iterate. A process is a living thing. After launch, you need to monitor those KPIs, those SLAs you define. Is the new process working as expected? Where can it be tweaked further? This creates a cycle of continuous improvement where you are always looking for ways to make the process even better. And there you have it, a complete 8-step playbook from start to finish. Now there's just one more piece you need: the right tool. Let's talk about the best business process modeling tools you can use to bring these maps to life. The good news is that there are amazing tools out there for every single budget. Here are my top picks. But before I even get into the software, let me tell you about the most powerful, most accessible, and cheapest process modeling tool on the planet: a pen and paper. Seriously. Or a whiteboard and a marker. Or my personal favorite for collaborative workshops, a stack of sticky notes. There is no faster way to get ideas out of your head and into the world. These simple tools are perfect for brainstorming sessions, for quickly sketching out a flow with your team, and for physically moving steps around to find better sequence. You don't have to worry about formatting or clicking the right button. You just focus on the process itself. Honestly, most great process maps start their life this way. Once you have that first messy draft on a paper, on a wall, that's when you move to a digital tool to create a clean, formal version that you can easily share and store. So with that said, let's talk about those digital options. First, for beginners, if you want something free and easy to start with today, check out diagrams.net, which used to be draw.io, or the free tier of Lucid Chart. These are browser-based, intuitive, and perfect for making your first few models without any cost whatsoever. whatsoever. Next, the corporate standard. Now let's talk about the tool you're most likely to encounter in a professional work environment. Visio is a powerhouse of business diagramming and a part of the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. It's incredibly powerful, versatile, and comes with excellent detailed templates for BPMN, flowcharts, and much more. If your company uses Microsoft products, there's a good chance you already have access to it. While it's a premium product, it's essential to know because for many businesses, Visio is the expected tool for the job. Next, and this is for dedicated modeling. If you're getting serious and want tools that are built specifically for BPMN, the best free options are Camunda Modeler and Bizagi Modeler. They enforce the BPMN rules, which help you learn correctly. And finally, for enterprise use, in large companies, you'll hear names like Signavio, Celonis, and iGraphics. Okay, we've covered the theory, the steps, and the tools. Now let's put it all together and see what this looks like in a real-world context. I'm going to walk you through a clear business process modeling example, which is onboarding a new hire. First, here is the as-is process at a chaotic company. So HR sends an email, the hiring manager is busy and forgets to request a laptop, IT doesn't know a new person is starting, and on day one, the new hire shows up and has no computer, no logins, and no desk. It's a terrible experience and a total waste of a day. And the new hire is probably wondering, is this normal? Did they forget that they hired me? Look at this process map. See all of these loops and delays. Each one represents wasted time and a terrible first impression. This is not just a bad diagram. This is a broken promise to a new employee. Now, here's the clean, streamlined to-be process after modeling. Wow, look at the difference. As soon as the offer is signed, a gateway triggers 3 parallel flows. HR starts the paperwork, IT automatically gets a ticket to provision a laptop, and the manager gets a checklist of tasks. Everything happens at once, and the result? On day one, the new hire walks in to find everything is ready, the laptop is on the desk, the logins are active, the computer is working, the calendar is full of helpful meetings, and the new hire can be productive from the very first hour. This is the power of a well-modeled process, and this is the difference you can make. And trust me, when you're the person who fixes the broken processes like this, people remember, promotions follow. And I want to make sure you achieve success. So before you run off and start modeling, let me give you one more last piece of pro advice to keep you on the right track. Let's quickly cover the most common business process modeling mistakes, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, modeling the ideal instead of reality. Remember, your first map shows what is currently happening, not what you wish was happening. Document the mess first and clean it up later. Mistake number 2, too much detail too soon. Don't try to capture every tiny exception on your first pass. Start with the happy path, the way things work 80% of the time, and then you can add the complexity later on. Mistake number 3, modeling in isolation. This is the biggest one. You can't map a process accurately from your desk alone. Avoid it by always talking to the people who actually perform the work. They know the reality. Mistake number 4, boiling the ocean. So trying to map an entire department's function all at once will lead to a confusing mess, and you'll probably give up. Avoid this by following step number 1 religiously. Now start with a very small, clearly defined scope and get a win before expanding. Mistake number 5, forgetting the why. Remember that just creating the map isn't the goal. The goal is improvement. Always ask, why are we doing this step? If the answer is because that's how we've always done things, then you've probably found a great opportunity for improvement. So as you can see, business process modeling isn't just about drawing boxes and arrows. It's a powerful strategy to bring clarity, efficiency, and continuous improvement to any team or organization. It's about turning chaos into order. You now know the 4 simple symbols that can map literally any process. You've got a proven 8-step system to create your first model, and you know exactly which free tools to get started with today. But here's the real secret. The people who actually use this knowledge, they are the ones who become indispensable. So here's my challenge to you. Think about one process at your work that drives you crazy. You know, that thing that makes you think, why is this so complicated? And if you had a chance, you would like to fix it. Drop it in the comments. I personally read every single one, and I love helping people figure out where to start. And hey, if this video just gave you a skill that could literally change your career trajectory, then pay it forward for the next person by hitting that like button and subscribing. Remember, you are unstoppable. Now go show that to the world. Good luck.